going on? It's your boy D Boom. Here with the air segment of the LLE.Astrology blog. I had this video like a year and a half ago, but I lost it. I can't find it, so I'm just gonna do a current one about the air signs. So the first one we're gonna touch on is Aquarius, and Aquariuses are your rebels without a cause. You know, not like fire sign rebels like Sagittarius or Leos or Aries. They're kind of rebels in their own right. You know, they are not as self-conscious as you think they are. So they don't really care what people think. You know what I mean? They're not weirdos or outcasts, but they can kind of relate to them because they do their own thing. You know, they think for themselves. They don't, you know, they don't like going with fads. They don't like doing what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? They are very alternative. Like, if you can describe Aquarius, best way to describe them is alternative. You know, they move to a beat of a different drum. You know what I mean? They do their own thing. And it might seem like they don't, you know, they're hard-headed or stubborn or don't listen to people. It's just, that's just how they get down. You know, Aquarius is represented by the water bear, which means they're givers. You know, but not givers like Leos who give to others at all times and kind of think about themselves less. You know what I'm saying? They kind of give more to other people than they give to themselves. Aquarius give to themselves. They are selfish, but not selfish as far as like they're doing it for selfish motives. They just understand the term of you can't pour from an empty cup. You know, that's why they're water bears, because they just want to fill their cup up full as hell so they can start pouring and help people that they need to help. You know what I mean? They are very empathetic to the world, very empathetic to their friends, and they're loyal to the people that they're loyal to. People that they don't like, they give two craps about. And on the zodiac spectrum scale, Aquarius is on the opposite end of Leo, like myself. That's why Leos and Aquarius make the best of friends. They understand each other, and it's like a magnet. With a magnet, you don't need to force, like, it's polarity. Every sign has a complete opposite. So in the scale of Aquarius, Leo is the complete opposite. So they kind of share Leo traits when it comes to like the finer things in life. Like, Aquarius love to dress in nice clothing. They like fine cars, fine drinks, fine cigars, fine drugs, fine whatever. You know what I mean? They don't like cheap. You know, cheap ain't really in their vocabulary. And they're hard-ass workers, but they only work hard towards things that they want, which is a trait that Leo has also. But one thing you really got to understand about Aquarius is that you can't put them in no box. You know, you can't force them to do anything that they don't want to do. And once their mind is made up, you got to support them. They're kind of like Sagittarius when it comes to support. You know, it's like a ship. You know, they're the captain of a ship, and if you're on the ship, hey, you got to do what the captain says. It's not that he doesn't care about you. It's not that she doesn't have your best interest at heart. It's just they are so focused on the plan at hand that they have blinders on, and they really have to discern themselves for anything other than their plan, because they have to get to that plan. Because they look at it like, if, you know, nobody's gonna put them anywhere but themselves. They don't believe in handouts. They don't believe in waiting on anybody to do anything. They're gonna get out and go do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they're not just doing it for themselves. They're doing it for their family. They're doing it for their close friends. You know, and since they are an air sign, you know, they can kind of blend with everybody. They can be multifaceted when it comes to like their different talents, or, you know, irritating, or, you know, not manipulating, but they know how to get what they want, you know, because of their need to attain the thing that they're working towards. So they're very hardworking, but they kind of gives them, like, they kind of pour themselves into this thing that they're trying to attain, to where they can kind of get bad health. You know what I mean? They can kind of disregard their health. They can kind of disregard their relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, they suffer a lot. You know, they suffer a lot of heartache. They suffer a lot of breakups. they suffer a lot of pain because of their one-track mindedness to succeed. Success is very important to them, but at the same time, given their rebel side, it's not that important. You know, they don't mind shooting for the sky and missing because they're still in the sky. You know what I mean? As long as they try, they don't have no regrets. They hate regret. They hate regret. They hate making bad decisions. They hate, just like Leos, investing their time in the wrong people and in the wrong activities because they beat themselves down for it. You know, they suffer in silence because they're not unemotional. It's just they don't deal with feelings. They don't, you know, deal with emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's little tidbit things to them, and it's nothing major. What's major to them is their goals, getting out their dreams, taking care of business, and putting this work in now so they can chill and relax later. That's why most Aquariuses are very successful, because of their one-track mindedness. But it's a double standard because they, like I say, they are so focused on one thing that they kind of lose out with the people that's in their lives and the things that they got going on outside of their own agendas. But, you know, they're very passionate, you know, they're very emotional, you know, by themselves, you know, or with the person that they choose to let their feelings go for. You know what I'm saying? And they do have slip-ups to where they get so engulfed in their work or so engulfed, like, in release. Like, they got to kick it. It's just like Scorpios. You know what I'm saying? A Scorpio will work all day, every day, and then when it's time to get off work, they kick it. Because that's how most water signs release. It's by getting drunk or having a good time. It's the same thing with Aquarius. So Aquarius can kind of go too far. They can kind of get so drunk to where they get to spewing feelings and, you know, kind of taking people by surprise because they don't really talk about feelings. They're really not that emotional, but when they do, it's like a faucet. You know what I mean? It's just you can't turn it off. Once they get started, you can't turn it off. That's why you don't want to even be in their sights when they're mad or when they want to fight or when they're really acting out, because Aquarius is a force you really don't want to mess with. And they're freaks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they freaks. You know what I'm saying? They're opposite of Leo. So, you know what I mean? You know how Leos rock. That's how they going down too. But they're cool people. And, you know, if an Aquarius got love for you, if they holding you down, then you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? It's lucky to have a hardworking Aquarius by your side, because they're going to hold you down for real. But if you cross them, that's your ass. Aquarius in a nutshell. All right, next we got Gemini, man. I love Geminis, man. Geminis. Y'all know how we rock. Leos and Geminis, y'all know how we rock. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, Geminis, man. Let me tell you something about Geminis. First of all, even though they're represented by the twins, it ain't two of them. Okay? It's four of them. You understand me? So, this is four different moods, four different faces, four different attitudes. When they go out in life, they got plan A, B, C, and D just in case nothing works out. You know what I mean? They stay prepared for anything, and they're always down for whatever. You know what I'm saying? They are social butterflies. They are people that you definitely need in your corner, because, you know, their empathy that they have for the world and for the people that's close to them, they really hold the people they love down. They hold their family down. They hold people down to a fault. And one thing about Gemini that you really got to understand is they don't sugarcoat nothing, man. They ain't really fake. You know what I mean? They'll tell you how it is. They're not going to fake friend with you. They're not going to play with you. They for real. So when they say something, they might be like saying it on a slick, or like might have a smile on their face, but they are serious about everything that they do, about everything that they say, about everything. Like, if they make plans, hey, and you agree to be there, be there. Keep your word with a Gemini, because they don't forget nothing. They remember everything. They remember stuff from 2, 3, 4 years old. You know what I mean? Their minds are very cognitive because, like I say, because of the four-faceted face that they have, because of the four-mindedness that they have. They're like a four-headed dragon, which means if you have to face them, it's a wrap. It's 4-1 off top. You know what I mean? You can never expect what's going to happen with a Gemini because that's the way they like it, and that's just how they are. They're blessed to have mystery by their side. They're blessed to have the ability for you not to calculate them. So when it goes back to keeping your word, a Gemini is the type of person to where they'll treat you how you treat them. You want to be all sneaky, you want to lie and shit, they'll be sneakier. They'll lie more. You want to play like things is a game, they'll play like it's a big ass game. You know what I'm saying? You want to play stupid, you want to play dumb, oh, they're gonna be retarded on your ass. You know what I'm saying? It's just with the Gemini thing, you know, and with the twin thing, it's not just a twin, it's also like a mirror. So it's like they can look in your soul and figure you out just like Sagittarius. They can see right through you. They can see right through and sift through BS because, like I say, they're just on a higher echelon. You know, every sign has its powers and have their skill set. So when it comes to Gemini, they are on 4 different levels, and they can shift through each level. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of hard to explain, man. It's like cheat codes in a game. You know what I mean? They're the creative player. You know what I'm saying? They just have so much hidden talents. They have so many hidden gems. They have such mystique about them. You know, you can't really figure them out. You know, and then it's like I say, it's 4 people. So you might figure out one side of them, but you still got 3 other sides to figure out. And they switch. So by the time you think you got them figured out, boom, they on a whole nother plane with you. So the thing with Geminis is they like laying down platforms. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spider in a web. You know what I'm saying? They like setting trappings. Not to trap people, but just to keep in a space so they can always know what's going on. It's like, you know, the female spider, you know, sets the web, and if a fly hit it, it'll be like far away from them, but they'll know exactly where it's at because it's their web. They know the playing field, you know. So, like, if you ever get into an altercation with them, or if you ever want to fight them, it's going to be on their terms. It's going to be on their field. It's like they're always going to have the upper hand on you because you just don't know what to expect. It's like going on a blind date. You know what I'm saying? You really don't know what to expect with a Gemini, but it's a good thing. And they're very, 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 very passionate people. They're passionate in the way they talk. They're passionate in the way they carry themselves. They're passionate in their endeavors. You know what I'm saying? So if they're very spiritual people, they're very passionate in their spirituality. If they're very vocal on certain things, they're very passionate about that. You know, and it helps to get to know all 4 of these personalities. It helps to get to know the complete Gemini as a whole, because if you don't, it's only gonna make things kind of difficult. You know, it's gonna make a friendship kind of difficult. It's gonna make a relationship kind of difficult. And like I say, they don't forget anything. So, you know, if you ever lie to a Gemini, just please be prepared for the lie that you told them to come back in your face, because they love an opportunity to present evidence. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, like if a rumor getting started, 9 times out of 10, it's a Gemini that had heard about it first or got the scoop for you. You know what I'm saying? Because they overhear everything. They see everything. You know what I'm saying? They can look and dissect and analyze and really see between the lines of things, and it'll hit them in a point to where they're just ready for whatever. That's why they down for whatever. However do you want me? You know what I'm saying? They down for whatever. You know, and they cool. You know, they're cool with anybody. A Gemini can literally be cool with anybody. But like I said, if they don't like you, they'll tell it to your face. Or you can see it in their face. Or you can see it in their attitude. They don't do nothing halfway. You know what I'm saying? They go hard in everything that they do. But on the negative side, you know, a Gemini can kind of be loyal to a fault, to where it's like, let's just say they're in a relationship with somebody and they're claiming you, but you not claiming them, or your ass out here doing some other shit, they're going to do what you're doing just to prove to you and show you what you're doing. It's like I say, they go the mirror. They reflect the attitude and the behavior of the people that's in their lives. So they can kind of get easily influenced by the bad crowd that they deal with early on in life. You know, further on in life, they get to expand and spiritually grow. And once they find their calling, once they find their purpose, once they find who they truly are, they're in better conditions. But when they're young, when they're growing, they're kind of just influenced easily by their surroundings or the people that surround them or the relationships that they're in. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they do have a jovial lust for life. They're like kids in a candy store. You know what I'm saying? And people, that's what people are intrigued by them at. It's just their crazy outlook on life. They're like grown children in a good way, not bad grown children, but like good grown children. So, Gemini in a nutshell is just a passionate person who understands way more than you think, who might play their role a little bit too well and throw you off their scent. And they have a mystique about them that you will never, ever, ever comprehend or figure out, which is good for you and good for them at the end of the day, because, it just helps them out in the long run. So that's Gemini in a nutshell. Okay, last but not least, we have Libra. And Libras are real enigmas. They are on such a far, far, far plane that you will never figure them out. You can't. It's hard to figure out what's on the mind of a Libra, what drives a Libra, what they're into, things they like, mainly because of what they're represented by, which are scales. See, it's scales. It's not an animal. It's not, a person like Gemini or the half man, half horse like, Sag. It's like it's an innate object. So what you got to understand about the scales is they have to be balanced at all times. And when they're not balanced, they're in disarray. They can kind of suffer from hopelessness or despair or depression or just negative feelings. When they're not balanced, it's negative feelings that they feel. But when everything is balanced, they're awesome. They are like aliens. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how far out a Libra is. They're extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not duheads, but they do live in La La Land. Libras live on cloud 9. They live on cloud 9 staring down at everybody because they're in a league of their own. They're in a place of their own, and they enjoy their little cloud. And they enjoy just kicking their feet up and watching the world go by because, they're in a class by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Libras, like scales, need somebody to tip it. If you just sit a scale on the table, nothing happens, right? It takes something. Could be a person, could be an event, anything. Something got to tip those scales. So if you're dating a Libra and the question come up, hey, what we gonna do? It's whatever you want to do, baby. What you want to eat? Whatever you got a taste for. Where you want to go? Wherever you want to go. It's your world. With them, it's your world. You know what I'm saying? Because they are content just having somebody to share their world with. They're content with having somebody on the cloud with them. And they need somebody on the cloud with them because they hate being on the cloud by themselves, because that's an issue in itself. When a Libra feels alone, they're just so vulnerable. They get in a vulnerable state that they make bad decisions, which is why they're loyal to a fault when it comes to relationships. They pick bad relationships because they just want it to make it work. They give themselves into the relationship and they do everything in their head that they can do to make it work, that they almost seem kind of gullible or they almost seem kind of weak, But it's not that they're weak. It's just that it's like like I say, you gotta tip the scale. They're not gonna tip the scale themselves, you know, which is why it's hard for a Libra to get some get up and go about life, because they can kind of be stagnant just sitting there without nobody to tip their scales. Not saying they're lazy, they're very hard workers, but it's like they have talents and they're very political people, and they're a very cardinal sign too. So it's like, you know, they can gel with a lot of people. You know, they have a lust for life and kind of like a kid-like, you know, a childlike mentality that kind of draws people to them too. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's just extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what to expect from a Libra, but they're very hard workers, they're very dedicated people, and they're very loyal people, and they're loyal to a fault, because they just hold people down that they really don't need to be holding down no more. They don't really understand that, you know, once a season has passed, everything happens for a reason in a season. But once the season is passed, it's kind of hard for them to transition to the next season. It's like they get stuck in their comfort zones, you know, and the comfort zone could be a real good ass high paying job that they're just so content with that they don't try to expand on anything else, you know, or it could be their relationship. They're just so in love with the person that they're with. They're just so all about this person that they're kind of missing out on themselves. You know, they do like the finer things in life. They're not cheap either. They don't like cheap shit either. They like grand things on a grand scale. So, you know, they like the finer things in life, and they will work for the finer things in life. But they kind of, their motives are kind of built on other people. So if you're the one tipping their scales, then they're all about you. You know what I mean? They're definitely gonna hold you down. You're part of their, if you're part of their support system, then they're gonna hold you down. So if you lose a Libra, like if they don't mess with you no more, if they dump you, if they leave you alone, you tripping. Like you tripping. If you let a Libra leave you, you tripping, because they will give you a limited rope to hang yourself with. So it's got to be something very serious for them to not mess with you, because they want to mess with you. They want to hold you down. They want to be here for you. You know, they're selfless like Leos too. You know what I'm saying? They're not selfish at all. They're selfless, and they care for everybody that they hold down. And a team is very important to a Libra. You know, a mate is very important to a Libra. You know, success is very important to a Libra, and they just want to share their world with the people that they can share with. So it's an honor to be on the same cloud as a Libra, because you get a chance to sit on a cloud and look down at life like they do, to enjoy the things that they enjoy, to see life how they see life. You know, and I say they're extraterrestrial because, like, they're just very out of this world. And since they are air signs, you know what I'm saying, they breathe life into people. Like, just because you tip their scales, you know, it doesn't mean that you pull their strings. They're in fact air. You know, they're giving you life. You tipping their scales, but they're giving you life. That's why they're very talented. That's why they have so many skill sets, and they low key with it too. Like, they could probably be brain surgeons, but they ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there a doctor in the house? A Libra will just walk up like, yeah, I'm a doctor, what you need? You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be broadcasting everything that they do. They're very low key, and they just have a way of maneuvering that's just different. And the way they look at life is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? You will look at a Libra and be like, why you look at life the way you look at it? You crazy, man. Like, you something else, because it's something unlike you've ever experienced. You know, having a good Libra in your life is definitely a blessing and a lesson, because a Libra will teach you things about yourself you never knew. A Libra will drop a jewel on your ass so dope it'll change your life. You know what I'm saying? A Libra have luck on their side too, just like Sagittarius is. You know what I'm saying? They are always lucked up in good positions. Something they did years ago will profit them in the future. You know, a friendship that they have or been building with that, you know, has kind of been on the back burner is going to kind of be on the forefront and help them progress. You know what I'm saying? If you mess with a Libra, like I say, it's really give and take. You know, you can't just take from a Libra. They'll allow you to just take from them, but they have their limits. You know, they're not shiesty. They don't have no ill motives. They are actually the coolest people on the planet, like I say. So if they leave you alone or don't mess with you no more or dump you, you tripping. For real, for real. Because that's how cool they are. That's how non-combative they are. That's how kosher they are in every situation. So respect your Libra. And appreciate your Libra. Because they definitely appreciate you. And that's Libra in a nutshell.